Healing. ADHD and ADD used to be two separate diagnoses under the DSM. The DSM is our diagnostic manual that we use for all therapeutic and psychological disorders. So they used to be separated by that fancy little H. That H stood for hyperactivity, and it was one of the easiest signals and signs we could find to indicate that there might be something more going on, especially in young boys. As time and research has gone on, however, we've found that it's not quite as simple as attention deficit disorder or attention deficit disorder with a lot of hyperactivity, which is what it used to be viewed as. Instead, ADHD is now one single diagnosis. Hyperactivity has been expanded to include not just physical hyperactivity, but things like racing thoughts, pressured speech, fidgeting, and signs that may not have been quite as obvious and glaring as some of our typical ADHD signs. Instead, ADHD is now separated into 3 subcategories. These subcategories are the hyperactive type, the combined type, and the inattentive type. When it comes to ADHD, a lot of times parents experience that their kids don't always respond well to things other kids may respond really well to. This is because ADHD is a developmental disorder, and this means that the way people's brains develop when they develop with ADHD are fundamentally different than neurotypical brains. One of the most fundamental skills that we teach in DBT is mindfulness. Mindfulness is not just about being conscious of what you're doing and how you're doing it, which is always beneficial for someone with ADHD, but it's also about learning how your brain works in general. It's about each individual learning how their mind tackles problems, what kinds of things it naturally focuses on, where it might be getting stuck in the process. These skills can be super helpful to someone with ADHD to not only be able to hone all of their tips and tricks that they get from their therapists to themselves specifically, but to help them to understand their minds and why they may be struggling in the ways they do.